Hello everybody, it's your friendly neighborhood True Stew here, and I know what you're thinking. Oh my god, why is this in theatre mode? Well, you probably won't at the moment, but anyway, it is in theatre mode, and this is because I'm a dodo and I forgot to record, but luckily I turned on theatre mode, and so it kind of saved me a lot of pain. Anyway, today I have a double rushing MOAB with the MP5 silencer and rapid fire. Now, before any of you get angry, this is a True Stew rushing MOAB, not a Fear Card rushing MOAB, and of course, I'm not going all balls out, just rushing, drop shotting and all that jazz. There's actually some strategy behind it, as you might expect if you've watched some of my other videos. Now, Domination is quite a difficult kind of game mode to do consistently well in because there's so many variables in it. It's like how the other team how they are in their skill set, and also how your team act and perform, and where they go in the map, and also just depending on how kind of capture heavy they are, or just how good at slaying they are. There's just so many variables, which is why I haven't really made a video on it that much. But since in the past couple of days or weeks even, I've had two rushing double MOABs on this map using the exact same strategy, so I thought I might as well upload it because some guys have actually been asking for rushing gameplay. Nobody's asking for a double MOAB gameplay. It's just been a little bit of a surprise, to be honest. Anyway, this match was actually the second match I recorded, and unfortunately it was quite early in the morning, just after my dual comm with anti-CR7. I love my Australian friend. Anyway, anyway, this was recorded straight after that, so I pretty much had forgotten to press record because it's really early in the morning, as you may have been able to tell from that commentary. I was quite like this a little bit monotone, but yeah, anyway. Also, half involved in the strategy of the rushing MOAB is if you use specialist, and also if you listen to the dual comm with anti-CR7, if you listen to that, you will have heard I mentioned a strategy I like to use, which involves support using UAV and ballistic vest. Now, coincidentally, I didn't even know this until during the match. My friend Liam, aka Fanlight86, was actually using this. I think he'd seen my video, and no, he couldn't have seen my video. I think he was just using it because I'd mentioned it to him, and it works an absolute charm, I'm telling you. The people you see, I'm not going to name any names, but if you see them running specialist and all the friends that are running UAV and ballistic vest, just know that like double MOABs using that pretty easy. Like not easy, but you know, it's a really consistent method. And honestly, I don't blame them for using that, because if I had teammates that were willing to run support all the time using UAV and ballistic vest, I would definitely take advantage of that, because if you pair a ballistic vest, which gives you 30 extra damage, health, pretty much giving you the advantage in every single gunfight, and pair that with the specialist bonus, which gives you all the proficiencies, all the perks, making you a beast anyway. You add those two things together, you get one hell of a player character, and you just pretty much kick arse for the whole game. But anyway, on to the kind of strategies I like to implement in Hardhat. I usually like to have A and B capped, and as you can see already on the first MOAB, I usually like to have A and B capped, and I pretty much sit in the C overlook area. And right here I needed to die because I pretty much like to sit, and also sorry I had to die because you need to start a new kill streak to get another MOAB, and also I cut the bit out in between for time length because I died and whatever. Pretty much I like to have A capped if we can. I like to have B capped, and I pretty much sit in the C overlook area and watch them all spawn by the C dom cherry picker. Now obviously if you don't have B capped, you can also sit up in this middle area if there is a teammate there, and you can pretty much watch them coming from B to A. Now, as you're coming up this wooden, as you're coming up that slope there's a big huge monument, and it doesn't really matter which way you go through the monument. You can go left, you can go right. Just know you've pretty much got to be really careful, because at that point you're at an extreme disadvantage due to the fact that it's all uphill from you and downhill for enemies. Similarly, approaching A domination, I actually do prefer to go, since making this video, I do prefer to go to the right of the monument. It gives you a better line of sight on the people that are on A domination when you're running back from C overlook to A. And also, don't come down this. I like to call this Death Alley. Luckily, I make it out alive. Pretty much stay on the sea overlook area, like here. And I'm going to show you an amazing spot. The most common spawn point for sea domination is, in fact, the cherry picker, as mentioned. Not mentioned, but I did mention the cherry picker in my free-for-all camping spots video. But for sea domination, and it is definitely the most common spot. Now, if your team push in, or you feel that they're capturing B and pushing around that side, you can run through this construction area and push safely towards the boxes. That's right. Push safely towards the boxes, then all the way through B domination, and then back to A and circle around. Or you can go back to A and then through the middle building, check the pipe, and then aim down sight towards B. Generally, I wouldn't run from the middle building, the middle bit, to B, because that is just kind of a death trap. And also, try and stay out of yellow, because it's a very high spawn point rate for people who are in B domination. And if you run out of this area, I don't actually do it. I kind of stay in here, because right in front of me right now is a spawn point for B. I'm not even sure if that guy spawned there. He might have done. But when they have B domination, that is pretty much the #1 spawn point. And yeah, you do not want to keep you want to keep your eyes on that, even otherwise people will spawn there the whole time. As you can see here, I am aimed down sight round this, because if you get such a huge disadvantage, you need to take advantage of the stalker perk and the the specialist bonus. Now, as I've said, this is a really consistent strategy, because pretty much you keep the advantage if you know the flow of control and know all the possible situations. For example, I know here that if they stop spawning there, which is, you can see now, I'm getting a little less traffic. Oh, actually, stealth bombs just come in. The case is either they've moved from the cherry picker spawn all the way to the crate spawn, which I mentioned, which is by B, or they have moved behind you, in which case you need to 180 turn. They'll either have spawned right on A domination by the side wall, or they'll have spawned on near the sea overlook by the trailers, or they'll have spawned there pretty much. So yeah, pretty much domination is knowing main spawn points. You don't need to know exact ones like in the free-for-all ones, because you're not spawn trapping, so to say, but you will need to know what happens. You need to know the best places to kind of spawn lock on, and you need to know where people flip to commonly, so you can pretty much get the advantage on all your teammates before the UAV sweeps. You need to know where they flip to, which spawn they flip to, and yeah, pretty much I do know that. As you can see here, this is probably why you don't want to use the MP5. I would definitely recommend the MP7. It is such a godly gun. It is really easy. If you've got teammates running support, you're running specialist and using an MP7, it is pretty much double MOAB fest time. It is just retardedly easy. As you can see here, theatre mode twitching. I don't know why they've got theatre mode twitching there. It's pretty dumb. Obviously a glitch, but anyway, as you can see there, this is probably my second MOAB ever, but I've had 3 now, I think. I haven't really been trying for them, I've more been having fun in hardcore, but anyway, as you can see here, death streaks get the better of me. Look at this. Oh, get shot up, but then, boom, martyrdom kills me and ends my streak. Anyway, I ended up going 63-4 because I had a couple of deaths after that and I had one in between. So, and now I'm going to show you some other gameplay from my MP7 double MOAB which I had on here. If you spawn C domination, you can chance it and run through the tunnel. If you push A domination from this way, it's more unexpected and less people will get you and it'll take them by surprise pretty much, and I much prefer it than pushing Monument. And anyway, I've got a little lesson for you guys today, because this was actually the very start of the match on the MP7 MOAB, and yeah, if at first you die in an 18 kill streak like that, then you can try and try again. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the end slate. On the top left is dual commentary with myself and my friend Anti-CR7, who's from the land down under. He's from Australia and he's a YouTube buddy of mine. Also on the bottom left there's a free-for-all camping spots. If you fancy something a little bit slower, something a little bit more tactical, you can watch that. It's in Hardhat with the golden MK46. Almost said MK14, but it's not, it's an MK46. Also, if you enjoyed this, you can click like, and if you want to see more, sub me up. Bye guys.